They say face is the index of your mind. And I think the way you style yourself is also the index of who you are as a person. And today we are going to discuss about creating this right index with the way you style yourself, because we have an amazing stylist in front of us here in the studio. Natasha, welcome.
Thank you, Vino. Thank you for the lovely welcome.
I'm so glad that you are here today because personal styling is something that I love to explore. First, I would like to know your journey, Natasha, because the job as such, the stylist profession, right? It's pretty new,
Yes, it is.
right? And how did you become a stylist?
Wow. Yes, you're right. Absolutely. It is a very long journey. I studied fashion design in Delhi for 3 years. And while I was studying, I think I felt like I was creative in my space. But when I got out into the environment to finally start looking for a job and stuff, I realized my creativity is a bit like I overestimated myself. Like, there's plenty of more. I think I felt as a young starter, I felt very challenged. So I didn't want to take that on yet. And I said, anyway, that, the pay was not so much where I was ready to put in that extra effort into it. So I got into aviation.
Oh,
Surprise. So for I think a year and a half, I was flying as a cabin crew. And then I met my then boyfriend, now husband, while we were flying together. And I think he was the only person who was ever concerned about what I did, where I came from. And he was like, what did you study? And I was like, I studied fashion. And he's like, what are you doing over here? Then he started encouraging me to come back into the space. And I honestly didn't know where to start from because I never ever explored that department. Even my friends from college and stuff weren't really in many places that I could feel like I could approach them because they were starting their journey as well. So I moved to Bangalore. And I said, I'm going to start here. And I started interviewing in different places. And I thought retail was closest to fashion at that point because it was a service industry. So, I had that experience. It would get me in and things like that. And this story is going to go in a very long circle, but it's going to come somewhere, I promise.
We have all the time.
So I give my CV out to, I'm like carrying, we had to carry like 15, 20 copies with us, right? And I'm sitting in the mall, I'm waiting for my line for this interview. And this lady walks up to me and she says, can I have your CV? I said, yeah, sure, why not? I have like plenty of copies. You can have one. But I never expected anything out of that. I just gave it to her. She said, I'll give you a call and wait for my call. Yeah. So she called me in the afternoon. She said, you have an interview with Jimmy Choo.
Oh.
And I was like, you're serious? She's like, yeah, it's in this mall called UV City in Bangalore. And you got to go for it tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay. I enter the mall. And I see luxury stores all around me. I'm like, there's Louis Vuitton, there's Burberry, there's Canali, there's Armani and Ferragamo, and then there's Jimmy Choo and plenty other. But by then I was already like, I was done for the day. Like I went in and I interviewed and I met the sweetest person, Kaushal, and she just said one thing. She's like, you're good for the job, you're fit for the job. But I have to ask you one question. Are you ready to bend down and help a client wear a pair of shoes? And I was like, of course, why is that in a question? And she said, if you have ego in this job, you're never going to be able to sell a pair of shoes, nor a bag, nothing. You're going to be out of here in no time. And I think that was the best advice I've ever taken. Until today, I carry it. And in personal style, you know why it applies. But as I started working in Jimmy Choo, for one, I was so grateful. I had entered an environment which was high fashion, that had so much to offer. Of course, over time, I started understanding that I had this ability to almost read a person's mind. Like when they would walk in and they would tell me what they wanted, I'll be like, sometimes it almost was like, the client would be like, did somebody tell you that I wanted this? So I kind of knew that when they would walk in, I knew the fit, I would understand. Like I'd say, have a little conversation. Like, what are you looking for? Like, what's the dress that you have in mind? Or what color is your dress? And I'm going to find you the right pair of shoes. And accessorizing was my strength. And I built a very strong relationship with my clients that they were like, at a point, they would WhatsApp me. WhatsApp had come in by then. They would WhatsApp me pictures and say, how's this looking? Like, can I wear this with this? And I'd be like, no, don't do that. But I didn't realize styling was still a career. I was like, I'm here. I'm happy. This is good for me. And obviously, Dubai happened later on. And then this Dubai is a hub of, fashion. But I didn't know again how to get into the space. I knew nobody. My husband was in aviation. That space was completely it's a little aviation bubble, and many of the wives that I knew, none of them were in fashion. So I had to start from scratch all over again. That was a struggle, because I just still had so much in me that I wanted to do in my fashion career, that I felt like coming here, or like literally, we lived in TCOM here. I'll like stare into the skyline of Dubai and say, I have a vision and I really want to do something here. But I feel like it's so far. Like, how do I get into, like, how do I get driving? How do I get meeting people? But that started happening very slowly, because I started setting those little steps, and I eventually did a course here in FAD, the London College of Style. That time when I was studying, I was very underconfident. There were so many confident kids around me. They were the same age as me, or rather younger. And they had lived here, so they knew the fashion of Dubai. And I was wearing what I loved wearing back in India, but no, UAE has a different vibe, It's like, I don't know, it's a mix of it's a mix of Europe, US, and Arab and Indian. You've got to find that mix and blend in, right? I was standing out like a piece of, hair on the But anyways, I made sure I pushed my way around, and I studied the basics of styling, and beautiful. I had lovely mentors, lovely instructors. And it always happens that when you're in your lowest low and you really want to make something happen, someone comes along and gives you that chance. And she did. There was a lovely lady called Dina, and she brought me into this space. She said, just come with me. Come for my commercial styling and my photo shoots. I do enough of stuff. She also has her own brand. She said, just come and understand, feel the space, get involved. And I was like, hell yes. When, where, what time? I'm there, like, I'll drive to you. And that took off, because I started getting into the commercial styling environment, and every week, every month, one by one, step by step, it got better. And I was like, okay, I'm comfortable here. I'll work it out till I feel like I want more out of this. I still didn't know that personal styling was something my body was still craving for. And it came to a point where after 5 years of styling, I reached a dead end. I was like, I'm fed up of styling models, perfect models. I want to interact with people. I want to have that one-on-one. I have more to give. And that's how I came into personal styling. I told you, that's a round circle, but it came down to that.
No, actually, it's a beautiful story, because when you are on the right track, when you are somewhere else, going in some other direction, but your actual track is somewhere else, destiny will somehow drive you there and make you go on track. And when you are on the right track, there are going to angels like the person you mentioned. There are going to be people who come and help you and push you forward, because we have already wasted so much time in doing something else, right? So there will be pushes here and there.
Always.
People helping. That's a beautiful story, and love the story. It's so inspiring, Natasha.
Thank you.
But personal styling, I would say it's a very tricky journey, because, you don't have perfect bodies to work on, as you said, and you also work with different personalities, right?
Yeah.
Why did you choose to become a personal stylist? Apart from meeting new people, what was there any other special thing that you were enjoying in doing that?
Yeah. For one, I believed in one thing, that fashion would help achieve a certain vision that you want about yourself. It doesn't matter what size you are. Yes, a piece of clothing comes in 4 or 5 sizes, and it's out there, and you pick your fit. But then how is it going to look on you when you wear it? That's your identity, who you are, your personality, right? You're matching that with what you wear, what you want to tell the world. So that kind of got me attracted to the whole idea of personal styling. And it's a challenge, but then when you actually study body shapes and you get to know a person, you spend at an hour or 2 in this as a personal stylist. It's not rocket science to understand what the person actually needs and what they are aiming to. Like, sometimes you guide them. You're like, no, you're going in the wrong direction. I'll meet you midway. I'll meet you halfway with your vision, and I'll tell you what works for you. because you also work with other clients as well, so you've got that experience.
That's exactly what I was looking for, because there might be one client who is in the minimal zone.
Yeah.
There might be one who's in the extravagant zone.
Yes.
There might be somebody who dresses up very modest.
Yeah.
And there might be someone who is a glam doll.
Yeah.
So you'll have to work with all these personalities at the same time.
Absolutely.
And convince them to
yes,
come to the midway, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you are a people person. Unless you are a people person,
no, you cannot not be a people person,
right?
in this. Yeah.
This side of personal styling I have never thought about. This is giving me a new perspective, because it's about dealing with people and their personalities.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when a client comes to you for the first time, you don't know them before that, and you don't know their personality, you don't know their story or lifestyle or anything. What is the process like?
So the first process is of course, a phone call always, right? When a client calls you, or when they even approach a personal stylist, they know exactly what they want. They're not calling you out of the blue just because they have a vision. They've got certain goals that they have to achieve in that time, and now they know that you have to come and play a role in their life. We have a chat, a very brief chat, but every time I tell them, let's meet. I want to have a face-to-face conversation, and I would love to meet in your home, preferably where your wardrobe is accessible, because while we're talking, we can also check out what's in your wardrobe. I understand in your lifestyle, like in your home, how you like to live. Like, are you a working person? Are you a mom? Did you just have a baby? Like, what's your transition? All of that. When a person invites you home, they become vulnerable. They allow you into their personal space. That alone sets up 50% of the conversation you're supposed to have if you're meeting in a coffee shop, And then if they allow you in your wardrobe, that's it. You've made it in there. There's no going out. Like, now I'm a bug in your system, like, I know your flaws, I know your strong points, and I can put them all on a table for you and tell you where we begin and how we go forth with this. So I think that is the talent of a personal stylist. I don't know how another person functions. Everybody has a very different way of approaching this process, but for me, I just immediately go straight down to a person's wardrobe. That way I'm like, done. Let's not have any extra conversation. It's all in front of me, So, yeah.
But every person comes with an already existing wardrobe.
Always,
right?
Always. Or sometimes the person says, don't even look at my wardrobe. I want everything new. I'm like, I still have to come to your wardrobe. I still have to come because I want to see what size is your wardrobe. How are we going to even add things to it? We have to remove what's there. We have to remove what's there. So, and we have to also start with some foundation, some basics. No, we can't just go on
with nothing.
We just can't head straight to the mall and start shopping. I need a vision board. We need to make mood boards. Well, we still have to meet and have that chat, So
the chat is the first step.
Yes.
And then it takes you to the mood board?
Yeah.
So you create a mood board for that person?
Yeah.
And it's a collaborative thing, is it?
Mainly after we've had the discussion, there's something in my head, and then they send me pictures of what they sometimes... Pinterest is the biggest, between a doctor and a patient, Google is the is the middleman. For us, Pinterest is the middleman. They're like, but then this is the way, and I'm like, no, but then maybe you should see that they have a different body shape, or they're wearing a different way. That color doesn't match what you have in your hand. So
it's both the sin and a boon.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It helps. Yeah. At times, it is also a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, please, by all means, if you're styling yourself, but if you're coming to me with that style, then I'm sorry. I'm in between. I can't really help you in that. But you know what I mean. Then we curate a mood board. That way, there's a beautiful vision in front of us. Whatever was in your head is now in a piece of paper, and then we take it forward from there. We see what we have in your wardrobe right now. We pull out those pieces, hang them up on the rack. Sometimes the person says, you know what, I just want to do an edit first. I know I have a client who wants her entire space completely aligned, so that her mind is clear as well. And then only she went on to shopping. So they're all different ways of approaching it just depends on the time that they have or their process of doing something.
Okay, so then comes the wardrobe edit, and then you go to the shopping zone.
Yeah, like I said, I can even shop. I can even shop without doing a wardrobe edit. Wardrobe edit is like the ultimate, the start, because that way we're cleaning out what we don't need from your wardrobe. We know what you have, and we add in those extra pieces that we needed to style. Like you have a favorite pair of beautiful pants that you paid a lot of money for, and you're like, I have never worn it because I don't know what to do with it. Then I'm like, okay, let's make that the highlight. Take out all the other things that you feel is like you've not been able to wear, and let's go shop for those things that we need. But if you ever go to a mall not knowing what to do, you're gonna come back with unnecessary things. You're going to end up going back again. So if you go with a plan, a lot gets achieved in 1 hour, So that's how we do it like that. Then it's shopping. Sometimes it's with the person themselves, but if they're really busy, then I shop for them. By then I've already done their measurements, and then I know their sizes. And if something doesn't fit well, we get that swapped within there's just like a one size difference. But yeah, then it's the process of wearing it in public, waiting to get that feedback to see how you feel. For one, first, most important feedback from yourself in front of the mirror. Do I look nice? Then then the stylist gets the picture. Probably I get the picture in the end because I'm like, how are you looking? How are you looking? And they're like, I'll let you know. I'm going to go out with my friends. And then when the compliments start coming in, then it's like, okay, I really like this, or rather, I did not like this, or I would like to wear it like this the next time. So then the feedback starts following, and then that's it. We go
now
on.
I'm getting very curious. Thousands of questions are coming to my mind.
Yes,
Let me just put it out one by one.
Yeah.
So, shopping. Every client will come with a budget. There might be clients who have lesser budgets. There might be some people telling you like, don't worry about the money. I just need the right pieces. How do you handle the budget part?
For one, obviously, if a person has a certain budget, there's enough options out there in the market where you can choose between. And I'm not going to like specify high street brands or expensive stuff, because there's a variety of everything. There's also pre-loved, there's vintage, there's pre-loved, there's so many things. So it simply depends on what the person wants to do with that money. Like, I have X amount of money I want to buy a dress for. My question always is, what's the occasion? And we need to find a way to wear it at least 3 or 4 times or 5 times, over the season, or like something. But like, of course, these clients don't wear them, so often, because that's just the nature of their public profile. But I try to find a way where, okay, where can you wear it again? Because we're not going to buy something that you're not going to wear again in your wardrobe. So that's how we start with, and then we go forth with the other outfits. Yeah.
Okay, another curious question. Okay, so being a personal stylist, you suggest them outfits,
Yeah.
accessories.
Yes.
Do you also suggest them the type of makeup that they need to go for?
Sometimes, yes. If they have a makeup artist of their own, I don't like to interrupt. But then many times they like the full look out of me. They want to know that, okay, what should I do? Because I've worked in the fashion industry as well. I have enough knowledge for this. So then they don't mind taking my suggestion. I don't do the makeup. I just give them an idea.
More of curation and creating a story out of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, now discussing all this, I'm going to come to the basic question. What is personal style? How can one find out a personal style for themselves? How can one arrive at it?
That was like 6 questions in one
Yeah,
question.
I know. I'm telling you, right? I have a lot of questions going on in my head right now.
What is personal style? Okay, personal style is self-expression. One, I think you've heard that from so many people already, but I think personal style is the little elements that make you, your home, your friend circle, I don't know, where you socialize. So many things, your lifestyle. It's not just what you wear, because all of it comes up to what you wear. Like you're not going to wear stilettos and take your kid to a football. I mean, I'm sure there are some moms who do that also, but you know what I mean? Like, or you're a sporty person. You like to be on the go. You like wearing one outfit for the whole day, like, and you don't want to do all your chores in that outfit. So like, it just, personal style is, what you wake up in the morning and you get ready to do, and how you're feeling at that time. Like, but it's also like a combination of what you've curated over time. And how to get to that is, for one, like, hire a personal stylist.
Good one.
But also, like, if you go into your wardrobe, you're gonna like find out about 5 or 6 things. One is the colors that you wear, the patterns and prints that you choose. you subconsciously pick these things when you go shopping, right? Like, do you wear more pants, or do you wear more skirts, or you wear dresses? What kind of cuts and silhouettes do you like to wear? Your tops, your jackets. Do you like to cover your shoulders? Do you like, there's a lot of things, even your skin, showing your skin is your personal style. Like some people love to wear in a completely, or like a badu, they love keeping their shoulders open. Some people like to cover themselves and look modest. So that all of those little elements make you, and that defines your personal style. So yeah, style is not just about fashion. It's your life, all in one word.
We are talking about personal style and arriving at a personal style, but I have met many women who have a lot of insecurities about their bodies. And when you are going to their homes and discussing about what they want, what they like, I'm sure you might have come across many women talking. I've seen people being very hard on themselves.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You need a lot of empathy to deal with all these things. Yes. Tell me how you do it.
Have you seen the movie Avatar, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what's that when this guy goes to look for his horse, his flying horse. When you have to get on that horse and for it to accept you, the dragon, the horse, what's it called? What is it?
Dragon horse.
Dragon horse.
We'll call it that way.
You get on it and their tail or they have something on their head has to synchronize with the tail, right? If the tail gets together,
what an amazing thought, right?
Right?
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, and then everything waves, you synchronize, right? So I feel like that is like literally the role of my job. If I don't know how to sympathize, empathize, just be a normal human being, or like an understanding human being, I'm not going to be able to connect with another person. First of all, I have to come first with no ego. Secondly, I have to come with understanding that I also have had these kind of experiences in life, so I can navigate through it with you. I also have clients who've had this kind of experience that I could guide you, but I'm not going to tell you and never tell you who they are. It's just my experience that I'm going to guide you in that. So it does play a very, very big role. Many times, a client is very insecure about their weight. Some of my clients are mums who've just had babies. I've had a baby too, so I know exactly how that feels. Like you've had your. If I put it into this whole timeline of your fashion, you've had your kids for like about 5 to 6 years, like one after the other, whatever, like that, and whatever age you were at that time, at least 10 years has gone by, right? When you're ready to finally transform your fashion, you're not that person that you were, where you wore like those kind of clothes. So you're going to have to say bye to that wardrobe. And that is so hard. And that's the reason why you keep going back and trying to fit into those jeans. But that's not you, you're never going to go back into that shape. And you're going to embrace mummyhood, that you've created beautiful creatures, whether they have the naughtiest and most annoying things in the house, but you created something beautiful, a family where like you can forget that's not priority, And then you start evolving and, changing your style. So then again you say, but my style was that, but your style is not that now, So it's to transition that person from there to there, which is my biggest challenge. Takes a lot of convincing and explaining that, listen, that doesn't suit you but sometimes you have to be brutally honest, and they know that you're here for this. They wouldn't do it on their own, right? So you practically play the role of a therapist, like a psychologist, where you're like helping them clear their minds out of what they should let go of. They accept it when a stylist walks in and they're ready to clean their closet and help them move forward. They know, they're like, I know why I called you, because I wasn't able to do it myself. So yeah.
What are the specific challenges that you face in this job? Apart from convincing, are there any interesting events or situations? Like, there might be some angry clients also.
Of course, plenty.
Right? Tell me about that. Let's do a little gossip here. Don't mention names, but please.
Thankfully, I'm not responsible for wardrobe malfunction, because that would be a production department. But I think navigating through moods of my clients sometimes, and also navigating through people in their lives, because a lot of people depend on their family members' opinions, and you might come with the right opinion, but then there's like this inner voice, but not inner voice. It's like the inside ghar ka voice, that no, you're not looking nice, you're not looking, but not giving a person a chance to explore that side to them is that is one big challenge that I have. Yeah, I think a second one is that there are times that people, after a consultation, they don't feel like it's necessary for them to have a stylist. So then you get blocked in that
journey.
Yeah, to getting hired, where they're like, oh, okay, so like we've had this discussion and I think I've cleared it in my mind now, and then I can move forward. So the conversation ends at consultation. But it's a personal choice, so then I don't take that personally. I just think that, okay, I got to move on. Like, there are hours in your day where you just spend with trying to convince somebody to hire your service. But I think that's in every field, right?
There are a lot of fashion rules that come up on social media.
Yes.
3 things that you're not supposed to do.
And the big X's, no.
Don't wear sleeve of this length, or pants should not be going down after this line, and all those things. Do you believe in these fashion rules?
No, I don't. I don't. I really don't. I think there's enough room for everybody to explore their own fashion sense. You want to put your sleeve down, you want to roll it up, you want to like chop it all off altogether, you want to just chop that entire shirt and do something with it. It's your creative move. It's your body. Do what you want. I avoid, and neither do I even encourage my clients to explore this department of do's and don'ts. Don't restrict yourself on something. There's enough fashion out there. Don't follow trends, because you're gonna end up going in a direction that you don't know where you're going. It's so wide. This space is so wide, and especially here we're in UAE, where we're like a multinational country. Like, everyone comes with something that they bring to the table. So what are you going to follow? Just be you. Be authentic, unapologetically you. So that is something I always tell my clients.
Also about the body shapes, right? If you are of pear shape, you cannot wear this shape of skirt. If you are of apple shape, don't go for these shapes. What do you think about body shapes?
Yeah, body shapes, and especially our Indians, like we don't have the Europeans standard. See, again, why I'm saying it is because to clarify is all our clothes that's out there in the market, in the stores today, are European or US. There's nothing that says Indian, right? And Indians, we are petite, and by petite I don't mean thin. That petite doesn't mean thin. Petite means you are like your height, like when you come under a certain height. So if your pant size, like the trouser crotch is very long. If you notice when you're buying a pair of pants as an Indian, like the crotch is long, the length is long, like it's just, you're blessed if you've got long legs, then you can enjoy that fashion. But then you have to alter, so you have to avoid some things. There's no no's and don't do's. And if you have that in your wardrobe, by all means wear it, but remember that it's going to enhance a wrong space in your body. Like, for instance, if you're heavy chested and you're skinny around the legs, which that gives you like an apple shaped body, right? You need to balance it out, give you the perfect hourglass figure. And I think that's out there, that information is out there. Always try to go hourglass figure. So, widen your the lower half of your body rather than widening. Now you're going to wear a fluffy top, you're going to widen your chest more. So avoid doing that. It's just things to avoid. But even so, if you do that, then even wear a wider skirt. So like you got to find that hourglass, balance out the outfit.
And there is a specific problem that I face in Dubai. Okay, it's summer, so I wear a dress, sleeveless. I enter a mall and it's freezing cold. Okay.
I have a solution.
Yeah,
wear sneakers and start running.
Inside the mall?
No.
No, I mean, seriously, like what are the things that I need to have, like essentials in this kind of Dubai weather?
I think carry a stole. Carry a little shawl that you can throw into your bag, and that's it. Like just wrap up whenever you feel like the mall is too cool.
No, I mean, this is really a problem,
Yes,
okay?
I did. I completely agree.
Right? And you don't know whether to dress up for summer or for winter.
I know, absolutely.
The minute you go out of the mall, you are like super warm and hot. But when you're inside the mall or inside the theaters, oh man.
No, man. Or just always carry that one, your favorite stole or shawl and put it in that bag. Take it with you to the mall. You're going to need it somewhere.
A long shawl that would cover head to toe.
Or you're in the mall, you might as well just go shopping.
Shop that.
No, that is a very big mistake, by the way. Those are the fashion. I think that's one of the fashion no-nos. Unless you've ripped a pant and you really need a pant, but like just going jacket shopping only for the mall, that's when you will end up you'll never use that product again,
Yeah, so now we are talking about shopping again. Let me ask you this question. In your profession as a personal stylist, do you incorporate any measures towards sustainable fashion and towards buying less? And do you consider all that when you suggest something to the clients?
If I even want to consider the whole sustainability factor, I'm keeping that a very low key, because it's not something I can just brand myself as a sustainable fashion stylist. So, but what I do my part in terms of one, we try to maximize what's already existing in your wardrobe, and donate or repair or alter the things that needed. So I think that is sustainability on its own. And most importantly, invest in fabrics that are good quality. In all honesty, I think we're just, it's so many cheap brands out there where you can, especially in UAE weather, wearing that plasticky material is like, you're gonna sweat more. Like, why even put yourself through that? So just buy that one linen shirt, and it might cost you like a little bit more, but you're gonna wear it at least the whole month or maybe the whole year of being in UAE does not have winter. Like, if we have winter, it's like Europe in summer.
Yeah.
So you're gonna wear that linen shirt through the year. You're never gonna put away your summer clothes. So get good cotton breathable stuff, because it's your own body.
Personal styling as a business. End of the day, it's a business.
Yeah.
Right? You have to make money out of it.
Absolutely.
And what are the pros and cons of this avenue of fashion?
When you've gotten confident in your style, and you don't need your stylist as frequently enough. I mean, you've got the essentials and things like that. Like, you maybe need a person for once a month. That is our biggest challenge. Like having clients to come back. Then we have to get new ones, because you're not always gonna need a stylist. There is a phase in your life, and then you will evolve, and you will understand that it's quite a fun thing to do, and then you will do it on your own. So that is one big challenge as a personal stylist. Yes.
And people get the hang of it, no? And then
they get the hang of it, and then they love doing it themselves, because then they start enjoying dressing up.
And how do you charge? Yeah, I mean, is it like a session basis, or is it like a consultation basis, or how many times, how many sittings you sit with the client, or shopping separate? Like, how does it work?
So just to not make it so complicated, I charge by the hour, and each of my service has certain hours attached to it. Like, a shopping could be a 2-hour session, or depends on what you want to buy. A wardrobe edit can go between 4 hours to 15 hours. It depends on the size of your wardrobe and what you want to tackle with. So yeah, if there's a fee on at like per hour, then you do the math.
Okay, now I have another curious question. Okay. What is the biggest giant wardrobe size that you have seen so far?
The size of the room.
Really?
Yeah, the size of this room.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. And if somebody wants to become a personal stylist like you, there are also personal shoppers, right? What is the difference?
A personal stylist, a personal shopper, it's the same category, but like, it's what a person chooses to do. Like, if a shopper who chooses to just stay in the mall and do the shopping, because that's their clients come to them only for that. But then there's also styling involved in it. So yeah, it can come into that. Like, I think we are we are changing that. Like every time the term changes, styling is not something like, it's not an old term. It's fairly new. It's about 15 years old. I don't know, being about a stylist. So it's like I think a shopper was considered a person who did only all your shopping in the mall, right? But like now, even a shopper is a personal stylist. So I can go shopping as well. So I can do personal shopping. Then I become a personal shopper. So,
And if somebody has to come to you and ask you, like, I want to become a personal stylist, and what is the advice that you would offer?
I think for one, I would ask the person, what's your education? Have you studied fashion? Because if you have, that immediately sets a good foundation for you to kick off in this department. And secondly, have you assisted under somebody? If you haven't, dive in. There are plenty of stylists who are happy to take on an assistant and teach them the ropes only if they're willing to learn. The industry is not very glamorous. It has, so be ready to see that rather than seeing the result, because the result it'll come on its own only when you do all of this. So just assist, and if you haven't, do a good course, find a nice place, find a local place so that you can get placed in well, because the universities will always have somebody connections to. Once you're done, they can connect you with people so that you get into the circle. It's a very tight knit circle. So yeah, you need to get referred into.
And somebody, I know, people who come into the field of fashion or styling, they all see the glamorous part of it, and then they think that it is going to be super glamorous and fun and chic and yo-yo. The minute they see the backstage or the green room where how much of steam ironing is going on, and how much heat you're supposed to stand in every day, then you will know. The first thing that you said when we started the show was about breaking the ego.
Yeah.
And I think working under someone or, being an intern would really break that ego and put you on place.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's not that they are going to, they will be ill-treated or something, but that's the reality, right? You have to put on somebody's shoes sitting under their feet. That is your job.
Yeah.
And for you, I think being a cabin crew kind of already prepared you, right?
Yes, it did. You're right. Absolutely. I'm glad I told you the story. See, now we connected the dots.
Yeah.
But yeah, being a cabin crew in India and the stories, that would be another podcast on its own.
I would love to have that soon.
But yeah, it is definitely breaking the ego, learning the ropes, understanding how to manage time. Time is so, like, I think for every field it's important, but in my industry, in styling, you're pre-planning. You have an outfit, like especially when you're doing shoots, you're doing whether it's celebrity or whether you're doing commercials, you have outfit 1, backup outfit 2. There's no room for like this. There's no time to waste. If something doesn't work, we immediately switch to the next one. So it's a very planned and procured space.
Now that you mentioned, I'm curious to know about celebrity styling.
Yeah,
because there will be a lot of stories also, right?
Yes.
Because styling a celebrity needs a different approach.
Yes, absolutely.
And it doesn't need to do much with their lifestyle or something, because it's that event, red carpet, they are supposed to wear those high heels and go.
Yeah, but I think it's more than that though, because when a celebrity is, for one, when you get the opportunity to style a celebrity, for one, you have to go do your homework, because they have a gazillion looks that they've done in the past that you can't archive it, like you can't go into all of those things, but you can at least go back into their history to see a little bit, to see where they come from. They have a style as well. They have an image in the industry, in the environment, that you've got to match. It's a tough game, so when you start, when you get into that space and you actually start styling them, it's about them. Again, it of course, personal styling is always about the person, but when it comes to celebrity, there's a lot more to it. That person is the face of their brand. They are the aura, right? Like, you've got to have their look intact. Quickly dress them up, get out of the space. they've got to look proper, like the celebrity like I style right now. She's a fashion icon, so you've got to dress her up fashionably. She loves dressing up fashionably, so it's so much fun. Like, I think a few celebrities that I've styled enjoy wearing high fashion, so it's good. It's like, it's a beautiful image that they put out there, and you get to create that or build that vision with them.
Oh, so amazing. And thank you so much, Natasha. I've learned a lot.
Thank you.
And it was a great chat that we had.
Absolutely. Thank you, Vino.
And
I love your brand. I'm wearing it today.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's already out there, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much for wearing my brand. It brings me even more happiness. Thank you, Natasha. Thanks a lot.